1, 2, 3.
She's great. She's trustworthy.
She wants to be there for her friends.
Super studious.
If I was able to ask her something, she would definitely want to do it.
Most compassionate people I've ever met. She's just an all-around great person. She has definitely a really big personality. Knows pretty much everything about sports. She explains so many sports to me, it's ridiculous.
She has a lot of passion for sports.
Totally into sports. Probably the biggest Gonzaga sports fan I know.
My name is Jessica Felice. I'm a senior here at Gonzaga. I am a sport management major because I love sports a lot. I love baseball, I love football, I love basketball. I'm from Walla Walla, Washington, and I'm graduating from Gonzaga in May. It's a miracle to be where I am today, especially when you didn't even think you were going to graduate high school.
I found out from a phone call.
In the middle of winter, and I got a phone call that said, "Get here now."
Well, I got pregnant when I was 15 years old, a sophomore, at a private religious school, and yeah, things weren't looking too good for me when that happened.
Finding out that your 15-year-old sister is pregnant was very shocking. It was shocking.
Here's my 15-year-old daughter letting me know that she's pregnant, and it was shocking. Everything just kind of stopped and went in slow motion while it all sank in.
I mean, I just was like, all right, I'm gonna keep going. I don't care if everyone's gonna treat me like I'm the devil or like I did something really wrong or really bad, but I just knew I wanted to be somewhere.
You just didn't think that would ever happen to her.
I'm 15, I can't even drive a car, I can't even take care of myself.
She didn't even have a driver's license. I drove her everywhere.
I didn't have to decide if I was going to be a mom at 15 years old. That's not a normal thing.
It was just, I felt like no one really wanted to even deal with me or just talk to me. It was just, you're not doing that, you're not doing that. Initially, I found out I was pregnant and I wanted to get an abortion. My reaction was, oh, I have to get an abortion, I need to get an abortion. My family's pretty religious, and so for me to get an abortion, my mom was very against it and adamant that I was not going to get an abortion.
In our state, Jessica, a 12-year-old girl who's pregnant can go get an abortion without parental consent. And that's grievous to me.
There is a house built out of stone, wooden floors, walls, and windows.
I think after talking to everyone and getting everyone's input, and mostly my Uncle Roger, he was really the one who kind of got me to really think about what I was doing rather than just acting on, okay, I need to get this done, or I want to take care of it. He was like, just give it some time, think about what you're doing. This is a much bigger deal than you think it's real. Think about it, don't just act instantly.
It was a very difficult decision for her, I know, at that point in her life. I know that with this family, there was such a strong support group there that there would be, that she should give strong consideration to keeping this child.
After I talked to my uncle, it's when I decided to cancel the appointment I had made for the abortion. And at that point it was just, okay, I guess I'm gonna be 15 years old and pregnant. My mom told the principal, and the principal had asked me not to come to school for 2 weeks, so they had to vote on if I could come back or not, and they didn't know what to do because they had never had a pregnant student, so they had to kind of create a policy for me.
She was able to stay in school. She was the first one at her high school to be able to stay in school and be pregnant.
And we had chapel every day, and I wasn't there. The principal had asked me not to come, and he announced to the entire school in chapel that I was pregnant. So after that, I mean, everyone knew. It was nice. Everyone knew at once. There was no gossip or no, oh my gosh, but it was like everyone knew, and so that was kind of hard. Like when I came back, it was everyone knew, and people didn't really know how to act, and some people were really mean and some people weren't. But it was just really hard. The teachers, for most of the teachers, I had a really great support, but a lot of the students, they were like, you don't belong, like you shouldn't be here, or, you know, just really mean, would always say things like call me a slut or call me other names, and it was really hard, but yeah.
Because in a situation like this, you can just kind of label girls and just marginalize them. Despite the wonderful support she had, there still were the detractors and those voices. And it's hard. It was hard. She'd cry a lot because she'd still get comments from people. And it was like no matter the enormity of the support, one comment can just bring it all tumbling down. So I saw her go through a lot of, attacks.
It's amazing to think of where it was like the things I would say, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. And I feel like I just have ruined everything, but there's things I wanna do. There's things I wanna accomplish. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just so heartbreaking because I don't wanna cry. My family had gone through so much and such, my parents were divorced, and so I had to move away from where we grew up. I had to move away with my mom, so that took me away from my dad, took me away from my hometown, the school I had gone to, all my friends, and I go to Walla Walla, I didn't know anyone. And then finally, it's like I start settling, and I had been there for 2 years, start settling, making friends, starting high school, things are finally coming together, and then it's like you get pregnant, and it's just like, why? It's kind of like, why me? It was just really, especially sports, because I feel like through all of that, even everything that happened with my family, it was like I always had basketball. Sports was the only thing that was constant in my life. I would always go to turn to sports or basketball or Gonzaga basketball, whatever. And so then I couldn't play basketball, and I was like, what? This isn't fair. That was hard. I really didn't know what to do with myself, but. Yeah, it was like everything I knew had been taken from me, and I just kind of had to figure out how to make my own way, I guess, after that. Was not considering adoption at all because it was like, if I'm gonna be pregnant and carry this baby for 9 months, I'm keeping it. I'm not gonna do it just to give it away. That didn't seem very fair to me. Then as time was going on, it was kind of it's not fair to my baby to keep her, to be 15 and try to raise her, and my parents had just gotten divorced, and not having my dad around was really hard. He's in my life, but not living with him and not having him there every single day was really hard. And I knew Grace wouldn't have her dad there every single day because we were 15 and 16 years old. That's kind of when I was like, okay, I'll think about adoption, or I'll consider adoption. And I brought that up to my mom, and My mom had already gotten lots of letters from couples, and there's this one she had really wanted me to read, but she was waiting until I had said, okay, I'll consider adoption. I read their letter and I immediately was like, they're adopting my baby, I want to meet them, and I met them, and they ended up being like perfect.
I've started a new beginning, suspiciously like the old one.
She persevered, made the adoption plan. Came time to deliver the baby, and here we are at the hospital, and the mom and dad of little baby Grace were there, and it was just amazing to see this. You know, Jessica wasn't even 16 years old yet.
Yeah, a really good relationship with the adoptive parents. Like I kind of consider the mom like my sister. Like, we're just very close, and I talk to her all the time, whether it be about Grace or about school or about just kind of life. Like, we just talk a lot, and she knows I'm her mom, her birth mom, I should say. She called me her birth mom, and yeah, she knows, has an idea of her story, and kind of, now that she's getting older, is starting to understand it more and more.
I think she can do whatever she sets her mind to. You know, going through this with Jessica, it's all of our hope that we can help other girls in that situation where you can go ahead and live your life and pursue your dreams and actually, you know, have them come to pass and still give life to a baby and still, you know, be a blessing to a family who's childless. I mean, it works, it's doable, it's the right thing to do.
It doesn't matter what you go through or what you face. If you believe in yourself enough and have enough, like, I can do this, you'll do it. And sure enough, I'm here, I'm where I am today. I've never let anything stop me from getting where I want to be.